We have used the iPads for students for the last few years in terms of access to wellbeing. So we have various things that we use online that we recommend for the students, and sometimes we'll put them on student devices if appropriate, or we'll give the students access to those. And of course, having the iPad, they can access those when they're in school, but also when they're at home. And one of the beauties of it is that they can do that privately. So sometimes if somebody wants to look something up with regard to wellbeing, they're able to do it without feeling that somebody's over the shoulder looking at what they're doing. And again, the range of resources is huge. You know, over the years we've had a lot of students who've benefited from that and have been able to look things up, and we've had students who've come forward to us to tell us that they've been experiencing issues, and it's helped them to do that through that medium. So that's been really useful.
One of the things that really lends itself to allowing students to do is presenting information in a different and creative way. And so I get them to think a lot about journaling and how they can use that kind of journaling process as a way of kind of dealing with their own thoughts and emotions. And that's been something that's been quite noticeable during lockdown, where they're kind of in quite confined environments and they don't necessarily have that same support network around them in terms of their friends. And sometimes the students that are quieter and more kind of introspective don't want to be sharing all of their information on social media and the like, and they like to have a way of being able to do that in quite a confined fashion. So we look at how you can use it for journaling and just a record, like a memory keeper, a record of what you've been doing in your life. One of the things that's noticeable, even in my own work in terms of lockdown, is that days tended to blend into one. So if you've got a really good way of recording those little kind of highlights, it makes you feel like there's been more of a passage of time rather than just you've been locked down forever. So I think that's been really useful as well.
We have had activities such as open days around the school or open evenings, which we've done through the iPads, and it's been a really useful way of being able to bring people into the school when we couldn't do it in normal fashion. And the parents' evenings that we've run have been really quite effective, and there's been a lot of positive feedback about that, because again, you get a privacy to your meeting with a parent and student, which you don't necessarily get in a larger hall. Other things that we've done is running extra sessions for students, and in actual fact we have some wellbeing sessions that are run for students directly through the iPads, and that again means that a student can access a wellbeing meeting with a counsellor, for example, using the iPad where appropriate, and again that means that the privacy is respected of that student more.
Well, we've had wellbeing groups, and I'm also doing some peer mentor training to train some young people up to help younger students with their wellbeing as well. So we do all sorts of work around different strategies, sort of engaging with nature, mindfulness. My world just opened up again, and my work opened up again completely thanks to the iPad. So given some very minimal training on how to use it, and we discussed doing still one-to-one work and some group work through Zoom and Teams and other platforms and what have you. And that worked really, really well. So we decided that we would do podcasts, stroke little mini videos, which filled me with horror to start with, because I didn't even know how to turn an iPad on. I genuinely did not. So another 5 minutes, literal 5 minutes training. This is a program called iMovie. You might want to use that. This is YouTube, which I knew about YouTube. This is how you get a YouTube account. So half an hour later, I was making a film and using iMovie. 2 days later, I was editing it and putting sound effects and different kinds of effects and movie stuff onto it. And it was just amazing. I mean, it really upskilled me, completely upskilled me. But what it then did is we managed to get that out to 300-400 people every week. And thankfully got amazing feedback from that as well. And several self-referrals came through. So young people that were watching those videos would then say, can I speak to you on a one-to-one basis, which we'd have missed. They'd have fallen through the net. And I'm seeing them live now that we're back at school. So it did just open a door for us all, really. And I honestly don't know what I would have done without it.